Ambrose, Diondre Wallace, and Tom Flacco. We opened up the questions for Coach or the student athletes.
Before we do that, I'd like to make a statement. Congratulations, Coach Schmidt and his team, his staff. They really gave it to us in the second half. From my own personal perspective, I would like to thank everybody in this room and every other Tiger faithful that sat through that ridiculous weather to watch their football team. And it wasn't a lot. The guys from the band, the guys and the girls from the band, especially the ones that aren't in the band anymore that had already graduated, that came back to be a part of this because everybody else was at home, that's Tiger pride. And while we didn't have a win on the field and it was a very good year with all that being said, I want to thank those that stuck it out in that miserable weather. And our guys were very, very appreciative of that. It's a tough loss. Any loss is a tough loss. The end of a season is a tough loss. The end of a collegiate career is a tough ending, but it ends, and we never want it to end. And while it's ended, this season has ended. These guys made a little bit of history. They made a difference, and they brought back respectability to our football program on a national level. And for that, I truly am grateful. What you got?
Tom, is there any way to prepare for weather like that in practice or anything?
No, you just have to go out there and you can't let it affect you, as much as well as you can. The balls were pretty wet today, but yeah, you just got to go out there and not think about it. I mean, the team that does that the most will probably have to be successful.
Ultimately, what were the issues with the red zone? Not just this game, but the last few games.
I don't know. I mean, if I knew them, we would have figured it out and solved them, and they wouldn't be an issue. But just kind of executing the play that's given, executing it, and maybe when we're down there, I'll try to do too much. I don't know, but yeah, we have to get better at that in the off season. So.
Rob, about a minute left in the first half. At 4th and 5, I think most were expecting you to try to punch it in there. After that play, they came down and scored, and it kind of happened at that point. I'm not saying in hindsight you regret making that call, but do you feel that that was the pivotal point in the action of the game?
Momentum-wise, maybe. I mean, let's face it, when you're playing in trash weather like this, it's a field position game, period. And you can, people are going to make plays, and that's great. But what would happen if we didn't get the first down? Now I'm putting them that much closer to going the distance. So, I don't second guess it at all. I wish we'd have got down the ball inside the 5 instead of letting it roll, but we didn't do that, and we've done a pretty good job with that all year. And Pat's done a great job. The momentum change, them getting points before the half gave them a little bit of momentum. The difference was the first drive of the third quarter. We did not stop them, period. We got big plays, we gave up big plays, and we got the ball run down our throat the entire second half. So they got momentum, and they pushed us around.
How big of a matchup, challenge was Hines for you guys?
I mean, he's good. He's very good. And in circumstances like this, you're going to, in games like this, go look all across the country. There's not a wide open spread team that's playing in this weather that's really successful offensively. It's the team who's got the big back, who knows how to pound the ball, and they're the one that usually going to come out on top on days like this. And there's a reason he was a Jerry Rice Award winner. He's a very, very good back. He would do great in our league. He did great in that league, and he'll do great in any league that he plays in.
Well, in the first half, you guys had 3 red zone trips, only come away with 3 points. In the end, how critical was that?
Huge, huge. I don't know another way to draw up the analogy. When you get to the half-inch line and give them the ball, it doesn't get any worse. Seriously, it doesn't get any worse. And Shane's done a great job holding on to the ball all year. Oh, he's done a fantastic job. It's the reason he's first team all conference. He's the reason that guys on the next level are paying attention. But even great guys have mistake moments. And there's nobody that hates that moment more than him. But there's more chances for us. There had been more chances for us. We just didn't take advantage of them.
Diondre, what did you see happening in the second half? It was clearly a game where the momentum had shifted, but what happened on the defensive line there that just allowed the opponents to be punched over?
Like Coach said, I mean, they have a good back there, and they executed. They executed whatever their game plan was. It's just they made their plays and they executed the best of their ability, and you can't take that away from them. They gave it to us pretty bad in the second half. But
Did you guys feel worn down a little bit? And even the last game as well against James Madison, the run defense has been pretty good until that game in particular.
No. Like I said, both the teams we played the last couple of weeks have been all good teams, and so are we. But those guys get coached too, and they have guys on scholarship too, and they have respect for us and we have respect for them, and they made their plays. Both teams that we played the last 2 weeks, and hats out to those guys. And what to say?
Diondre, you've played a pretty key role each of these last 4 seasons, and this offseason you had mentioned a few times that this is a completely different team. What was it specifically this offseason that made it different from the last 3 years, 3 other teams you've seen?
I've been saying it since day one, it's our togetherness. Just us being together and just wanting to be around each other all the time, and the camaraderie that we had, wanting to work since we left the field against Rhode Island last season. We left with a bad taste in our mouth from the last couple of seasons, and we wanted to change it. So I can just tell that, this team was definitely going to be a different team. And our coaches did a great job in doing their job and bringing guys in to help us. But
Just breathe. Just breathe.
We got one more question.
Rob, how long will this loss stay with you?
Forever. As does every single one that I can remember since I was a child. There's not a football player or a coach who puts a helmet on or grabs a whistle that doesn't dump his entire soul into every waking hour, and sometimes the ones that he's not awake in, to this game, the players that play it, the people that support them. It's a different life. It's an invested life. And as such, the losses hurt a hell of a lot more than the people that have the jobs that they're not really invested in. This isn't a job, this is a calling. So, yeah, this one will haunt me just like I can recall the entire fourth quarter of the 2011 game. I could recall those games by play. And the sack safety against Lehigh and the crazy kickoff that hit it. And that one haunted me for a while. They never go away. But you stick them in the encyclopedia and you use them as experience as you move forward, and you try to help these guys as best you can. But as a player, as a coach, or as anybody who's thoroughly invested in a football program, yeah, they all hurt. They all hurt. And they're supposed to hurt.
How much does this, I know you're in the middle of recruiting, how much does this help, not the loss today, but the overall season as a whole?
It helps a lot. I mean, success helps a lot, but the difference is that we're not going to fall into the same traps that we fell into after we had that run. That the talent of the pool of talent that we had access to grew immensely. And with that large pool of talent came some character issues, ones that drug us down for quite some time. And we're recruiting the right kind of guys that represent us well on the football field with how they play the game and represent my diploma on how they live their life off the field. So recruiting's gotten increasingly better over the years, and it's just going to keep getting better.
All right, thank you, guys. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks for being here.